Hello, and welcome to episode number 8 of Artists in the Spotlight. I am your host, Penny Freeman. In 1990, Scott Rowe moved to Phoenix, Arizona, and he played his first gig as Alice Cooper in his tribute show. He has been portraying Alice for 30 years, and now the time has come to close the curtain for one last time. Tonight, we are going to talk to this Arizona legend and find out how it all began and what comes next for Scott Rowe. Let us welcome Scott Rowe. Well, welcome to Artists in the Spotlight. Let's start from the beginning and tell us where you're originally from.
I was born in California, in Torrance, in the little company of St. Mary's, February 22nd, 1963.
So that's where you grew up?
Well, no, that's where I was born. We lived in Pomona for about the first 6 years of my life, and then we moved to Texas. My dad used to work for NASA.
Oh, okay.
So he put a man on the moon. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah, believe me, my Christmas was really good around our house when I was growing up. My dad, he was good. Watching Apollo 13 was that was really cool. He made a play-by-play, because they did a good job for that, according to my dad,
Yeah. So was that based off of what your dad did?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, Gene Kranz was his boss. He would go down the assembly line. And they call, "Here comes hard-ass Harry," they said. Because that stuff had to be right. So we got transferred to what they call Houston. We have a problem. Which actually is in Clear Lake, NASA's Johnson Space Center. We moved there when I was 6 in 1969. If I remember correctly, August. So I remember first grade. I can remember back to my childhood. There's some things I can remember way back. There's some things I can't remember quite. According to my wife. Oh yeah. Love me, baby. I can't believe it. I can remember some stuff way back in the day. I mean, like Alice when it comes to that. I mean, he was like one of the first rock stars I can remember on TV. Alice, it's just the image. They really don't into the music yet. Because I wasn't really into rock and roll just per se. Like the Beatles. I mean, I remember the movies when I was a really young kid. And the Yellow Submarine and hearing Jerry Lee Lewis, Great Balls of Fire, stuff like that. But then I just see this Alice character. I saw him on a show. I can't remember who it was. It was Alice something. She had her own variety show. And he was on there. Because I remember they did something, and he comes out, and she comes out and goes, "Hi, Alice," and she goes, "Hi, Alice," and the crowd was just like, I remember that distinctively. And then the Snoop Sisters saw it, and then I started, and the Midnight Special. That is hook, line, and sinker. I don't know. I was like, I like to do them for Halloween one time. I think I could, I started Welcome to My Nightmare. That kind of started fading in. And then I started diving with the albums, the Alice Cooper Show. Goes to Hell is that's my favorite solo Alice. So we'll get into the band, because I started getting more, who's this band? I started the other albums, like I got Killer, but then you have Lace Whiskey and then you have Muscle of Love, and then I had the Greatest Hits, and they see these guys, but later on after 74, you don't see these guys anymore, but you just see Alice, So I started really diving in later, and I really started getting into the character. I really started doing a lot of research.
Okay, so growing up, I'm just going to assume now that Alice Cooper is your idol. He's been there. I mean, when I was in the Army, I felt like he was kind of there because he had special forces out during that time. And that album kind of means a lot to me. I can go into that a lot. But it's just kind of weird. I thought every time when I was in, he had that special forces militant, when he did Flesh to Fashion. I mean, he started turning militant when I joined the military. I know, that's kind of strange, I thought, Alice, it seemed like I always listened to his music, And, even Kiss, I was a total Kiss freak, too. But Alice came first. I thought Kiss was clowns when I first saw him on TV. Yeah. I laughed. I was like,
I thought they were girls or whatever, you know. I just turned it off. I was 12 years old in 1975. But a year later on the Paul Lynde Halloween special, and I got it. And I was like, oh, my mom dressed me up like Paul Stanley. I wonder why, you know. She liked Paul. She won't admit it, but no. She did. Because a few days later was Halloween. She goes, can I dress you up like him? You know. Not anything. My mom's putting a white face and putting a star and all that, you know. Yeah. No. Yeah, no doubt, you know. And she wouldn't let me go see Alice. She would not let me go see Alice. But she let me 3 months later go see Kiss. My first rock concert ever when I was 14.
Wow.
September 1st, 1977.
Wonder why that was.
I can never get it. She never let me go see Alice, but I don't know, maybe she felt what happened to it. I don't know. But she let me go see Kiss. And she even took me to see Kiss and dropped me off a couple years later at the Dynasty Tour, 1979, you know. They let Alice Cooper just try to steer me away, really.
Well, when she sees this interview, maybe she'll tell you why.
But you know, there's one thing. I remember we were watching Bobby Benton one time. It was young. He says, I wish I had a son that had dark hair and going to be a singer. I just looked up. Maybe one day, Mom, look what happened. You got the opposite.
Speaking of that, so when did you find your voice that made you decide that you wanted to sing?
Oh, no, I started doing lip sync contests in the 80s after I got out of the Army, because I used to DJ when I was in the Army for the troops and stuff after hours. And I would do like little skits and doing the songs. I even did Meatloaf Bat Out of Paradise by Dashboard Light, and had some girl do the girl part. And I had a guitar thing I used to air. And you know, and I saw lip syncs and contests like, oh, I could do that. So I started doing different characters and everything. And I remember I just couldn't win for shit, you know, until I figured, what, somebody dared me. You know, he's like Cheech and Chong, you wear a tutu. This girl said, if you do it, I'll give it to you, and blah, blah, blah. You know, and I had the mustache, the mouse ears and everything. Had an overcoat, nobody saw him when they introduced. I came on, boom, people, crowd went nuts. I made money off of that. You know.
Were you in any other bands before you doing your album?
No, I never was in live. I just did a lip sync contest.
Oh, wow.
And that's how this started. That's how this started.
That's crazy.
Yeah, in 1989, I started perfecting the look in the lip sync contest. And I would, you know, place here and there with No More Mr. Nice Guy, School's Out, you know. But when Alice released Trash, it gave him a whole you know. And I Never Cry from an earlier, and I just knocked it out of the park. I beat the best that night. All the best lip syncers, because they were all in competition with each other in the 80s. You know, we wouldn't tell what the other contests were, so they wouldn't go be there. Yeah,
right.
That's all. Believe it was. We're all friends, but they'll stab each other in the back just for, you know, contests and money. You know, oh yeah, I'd make $300 easy sometimes a week doing that.
So 30 years is a long time to portray such a legend as Alice Cooper. So
yeah.
Why did you choose Alice?
Well, no, I felt like I can pull the look off and everything, you know. And I had fun doing the lip sync, because I had some early shows where there were lip sync, but I had a cast. I had a whole cast. I mean, it was a vaudeville show. When I first got here, okay, I got here in August of 1990. I thought, where did I come to? I moved to hell. Actually, I was on my way to Hollywood, my ex-wife, Wilma, and I. That's where we were originally going to go. We were going to stop in Phoenix and work some clubs and just build some more money up and then head on. Doing this never ever occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I got here, tried to get settled in. I remember running into this guy named Paulo. He had this club, and they let me come in and do some lip sync Alice routines, and they loved it. And he introduced me to Chuck DeFlorio, who had the library at the time before the cafe. I did some stuff for him, and then Jack Curtis, who did lookalikes. He was a manager of celebrity lookalikes. The same Jack Curtis, the VIP lounge in the 60s that started the earwigs to the Spiders, who went to Nas to Alice Cooper. Same guy that started Alice Cooper. Started me.
Wow.
And that's kind of weird, I thought, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jackson told me, he said, you know, when they were the earwigs, you know, they come to him and say, hey, we want to play for you. And he auditioned, and Jack says, oh, I like you guys, but I don't like the name. If you change your name to like the Spiders, I mean, I can use you. And they go, no. You know. No. But a couple of weeks later goes by. Vince, Dennis, and Glenn, and he had before Michael come along. There was John Spears and John Tatum, and they said, "Okay, we'll change our name to the Spiders." And they came to the house band, real popular. I mean, I wish I could have around in the '60s here in the music scene.
Yeah.
It was what we're trying to do now, the scene, because back in the '60s was exciting. One of my producers, bless his heart, rest his peace, that produced "I Hate the Bus," Steve Dodge. He had a great band, the Vibratos, one of the biggest bands around here. He told me some stories. Even Skip Ladd, who was in the 20th Century Zoo, who I got to work with the 21st Century Zoo, we did a little resurrection. He had that big head. You don't remember me, but he did that. And some of the songs I did right now with "Licking Your Wounds" and "Thorazine," Skip helped me write those.
Wow.
Oh yeah, I mean, I have a big hit. It was, I worked with some of these musicians that were a part of that scene. That's truly a blessing.
Yeah. So is it hard to say goodbye after 30 years?
In a way, it will. I'm probably going to cry my eyes out. Well, it has to come to an end.
Right.
Everything I believe, I want to go out right. I want to go out with the best show ever. No, seriously, I'm going to go out with the best I ever did, best I ever sang Alice. See, the thing is, there's problems. Sometimes I don't sound like Alice in some songs, Well, duh, I'm not Alice.
Right.
And sometimes I'm not even trying. I got to the point where I don't really want to be Alice anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, I like what I do, don't get me wrong. It got me to what Scott Rowe and Red Drum, to what I'm doing now. But, it's just so much. Why should I put all my energy and time to somebody else's music? Right. I can be doing my own.
Exactly.
I mean, the thing is, years ago I wasn't that talented. This led me to it. With a little help from my friends, I mean, songwriting and stuff. Like Eric Garcia from the Zombie Tribute. We wrote a song together. He helped me. Actually, he told me how the ideal. He said, "There's no rules to songwriting." But there's a pattern on some things. If you have this verse here and you do another verse, you better have it match up. And I do things in solo. And I learned a lot from him.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah.
So now you're ready to focus more on your original band.
Yes.
The Red Rum, Scott Rowe and Red Rum. So you have a new persona as the Silver-Tongued Devil.
Yes.
So
not tongued. I hate when people put a D in that.
No, I didn't say that.
Not you, no. I'm just for everybody, for future reference.
I even have it written down.
Yeah, I know. I never tongued anybody, just to set the record straight. Yeah, Silver-Tongued Devil.
Silver-Tongued Devil. So now, where did that character come from?
Well, when I wrote the song, it was right before 9/11 when I wrote this song, or it might have been after 9/11. No, yeah, or it was either, because I'm just trying to remember memory on that, because it came from Smokey and the Bandit. And have you ever seen Smokey and the Bandit?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, remember he's on the walk, talking. "You're a silver-tongued devil, all right." That was the guy's handle he was talking. I just kind of heard that, It's like silver-tongued devil. I was like, I thought that, might be interesting, And it just kind of, it wrote itself. Amazingly, it's like the Jim Morrison thing. You can't put the pen down when you start writing. And I go, can I do this? Can I say this? Or do this? And it just wrote itself out. Now the stop times in the chorus came later, but Skip come up with that, dun dun, I'll be there, bum bum, I cut it down now in the new show, because I think everybody, there's some songs I'm going to be dropping, because we got new stuff coming in. I'm so excited. Wait till you hear "Walking Tall." That's a brand new one. We're going to try to pull that off on the 23rd at Skullfest, Red Drum.
Okay.
Oh yeah, "Walking Tall" and the super secret cover song. With featuring Sean Gilbreth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not telling what anybody is, because when they hear the
it's
super,
not a secret anymore.
No. Well, you know what it is, but they don't.
Right. Okay.
And be there October 23rd, because I guarantee you, when you see Scott Rowe and Red Drum, and then special guest Sean Gilbreth come up, Oh, you guys are going to go, oh my, you know, well, we nailed it. I'm telling you, you know. I'm real proud of Red Drum, you know. We don't do much covers, you know, but if we're going to do them, we're going to make it our own, you know.
So, you have a great stage presence. And
well, I appreciate that.
And I love it. So, my thing is, you have a dramatic flair to your performance. So, I'm curious, did you ever take like acting or any drama in high school or anything?
Not really. So, I just was natural. I liked horror movies. I liked the villains.
Oh.
Dracula is my all-time favorite, of course. You know, I modeled myself. The Silver-Tongued Devil is made up. You know, well, originally I changed the image now. I took less makeup.
I like the new image.
Yeah, you know, I just do a little makeup now. I'm just, you know, it's just.
It's unique. You come up with your own style. It's not really off.
And I just do the silver eyes now, and just little dark cheeks, a little, you know, just a little more subtle. You know, because before I was having more like Bela Lugosi, you know, Dave Vanian of the Damned, because that's what makes up my character is basically Dave Vanian of the Damned, who is a big inspiration to me. When I first saw him in 1981. I was just close, you know, on the stage. I mean, it was just, you know, I was just enthralled with his performance. Mm-hmm. You know, I mean, I was like, oh my God. So I really studied up on that band, you know. And that's probably one of my favorite bands in the whole world, besides the Alice Cooper band, is the Damned. You know, Captain Sensible, Brad Scabies, Dave Vanian. And they always have so many different bass players throughout that band. I think, Paul Gray's playing with them now. Yeah. He used to be in UFO at one time. You know. I know a lot about it. That's one I say my second favorite band in the whole world. So he makes up that. And then Rob Zombie, you know, also, and Alice Cooper, of course, you know. That was all that makes up the Silver-Tongued Devil. It's all in that character and that trait. Because when I go out on the stage, you know, I just don't go out there. Oh, come on, are you kidding me? And then in between the song, you know, I see a band member doing this, you know, I'm like, oh, geez. Really? You got to go out there and go, come here. You know, you got to come up with that attitude, you know. I mean, you got to work the audience. If there's one or two, three people, they're going to tell other people, you know. I don't be boring on stage.
You're definitely.
You know, and being the Alice Cooper tribute, you know, that taught me a lot. I learned a lot.
Right.
I learned how to sing throughout the process. I still suck, but I still learned how I sound better. Now I can tolerate my own voice now with my own music, and that's the whole key. I was meant to sing my song, not somebody else's. This was just a tool to get me to where I'm at now. Yeah. It took a couple of years to get it, but it's coming there. You know, I'm real pleased with Red Drum. I am so proud, because we say 40 years ago, when before I went in the Army, I had only dreamed of having my own band with my own songs. That was just a dream, you know, just to be in a band, you know. It's just weird in that 30 years. When I came here and I started doing the vaudeville thing, you know, I mean, I did Bar Search in '91 with Dave Pratt. I got third. I should have won. I should have won that, Dave. You know, serious. I mean, no. That was Club Rio. I think the whole place could have caved in with all the people in there. There was like 15 acts. You had to sing along to a song. I brought my dancers, my electric chair, the whole fucking bit. And they cut off, I have to go to hell, I was supposed to go in the school's out. They wouldn't have cut that off. I think the sound guy was confused or something, I don't know. No, I brought the place down. I was the driest act there, too. Well, you know what, I'm serious. People were paying $5 a beer. This was to throw at the acts. The first act went on, we were like toward the last, but the first act went on. The whole stage was covered in beer cups. And Dave Pratt and some of the other had to take some of their tuxedos and stuff because they were all getting wet. I mean, it was just chaos. All the acts going up. I mean, they were just throwing. And I'm thinking, oh, what's that going to do with us, you know? Mm-hmm. But some of my dancers got and did their thing, they were just, everybody's enthralled into the show. And I kept up as Alice, and I sang right to the Go to Hell live track. And it was just, I only had like one beer thrown at me. And it was perfect timing, because my executioner comes up behind me to pick me up like this, right in midair, and I'm like this, and the beer just comes throwing right to put me into the electric chair. It was perfect timing. It was great. And I did a little bit. Crowd was going nuts. I mean, it was just really dry as act. Everybody else got flooded, you know.
Wow.
Yeah, there was some. But anyways, you know, but that was fun, you know. But the band crept in a little later, you know.
So in 1990, August, you moved to Phoenix, and you played your first show. So.
Well, the first actual 30-minute show was Thanksgiving of 1990 at the Mason Jar.
Oh, okay.
The first 30-minute show, because before that I was doing little skits around at the library, there's this comedy club, I can't remember right off the top of my head, and just be able to play. And I worked with Jack Curtis doing some celebrity appearances with some other lookalikes like a Burt Reynolds, Roseanne Barr, and all that. I got to know some. So they come to some of my shows too. To be out in the audience, people are like, "Is that Burt Reynolds?" Yeah. Yeah, because I created some spectacles, believe me, with my vaudeville show. I mean, I had dancers, I had some actors, you know. I mean, I was getting into the vaudeville thing, you know, an electric chair. I even had a bedroom scene once at the Library Cafe where they had that big dance floor on the stage. Well, I made that whole thing. I had a whole bedroom scene. I
saw that on YouTube.
I mean, I had all the old stuff to that, you know. I mean, it was, you know, it was wild, you know. The band kind of creeped in around, you know, somewhere in '92. I remember the band called, I had Chaos. And then from there, there's a band called Killer Instinct that backed me up. And that's when I think I met Scott Gamsey, who's still with me today. And then Tim Burnham, actually, who plays lead guitar, he was my light guy in the beginning. I met him on Alice's birthday. I did a show in 1991, February 4th, at the Mesa Jar, packed house. You know, and I just did my 30-minute lip sync vaudeville show, and it was up. SX was on the bill, some other bands. You know, I did my thing. It was great. That's where I met Tim. You know, that's where his girlfriend became my first dancer, Abby. You know, because he says, "I got a better dancer than you have." And he goes, "What?" Who? And he goes, "Her." So that's where Abby came in. You know, I got rid of the other dancer, and then Beth came in after her. So Beth and Abby were like awesome. They were strippers, but they could dance. They had talent. No, they had talent. Well, they actually pick up business because the guys that see the show would go over to see them at their club they work at, or vice versa. You know, hey, I danced at this Alice tribute. You know, oh yeah, it was kind of not quite X-rated, but there was some antics we did on stage. And when I did Under My Wheels, I would take Beth and drive her like a car, you know, during the solo and stuff. You know, and then there was a real intimate scene on Be My Lover where they would do. Anyways, you know, but it was great. You know, and I had some of the actors. And the execution, it was great, you know. And I was out doing bands. I was like a mid-slot. There would be an opening band, closing band, and I did my thing in the middle, you know. And then bands, people would leave, and then the headline band come on. There's nobody there because I just did this big production. Even though I was lip syncing, and I sang along to the record. Even though I was doing that, I was still, people would come to see it. Word got around, you know. But then when I had to get a band, that turned things around. I was really bad off timing. But I learned, I tried, you know. And then when I met Michael Bruce and then Scott Gamsey, they all kind of helped me. And A.D. Adams, big time about A.D. Adams, he taught me a lot. He was like my ghost, too. That was a great lineup we had back in '93. I made the front page of the newspaper, the Phoenix Gazette.
Yeah.
Michael Bruce was playing with me the night before on that show we did on Alice's birthday, and the Phoenix Gazette was there. And I didn't think nothing of it, you know. I didn't interview him. They interviewed Michael and everything. The next day, my ex-wife, she comes home because she's like, "Oh, they just like this," and all of a sudden, look, and I went, "Oh my God!" I saw on the front page of the newspaper, Major, you know. I just like, the whole day was like Twilight Zone. I would go around Phoenix and see my picture, and you know, they used to have the paper machines.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everywhere. I mean, I'm like there. I go in the grocery store, there, you know, or just, you know, that day was just weird. It was like doo 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 doo.
Okay, so how did he react, Alice, to your impersonation of him in your tribute show?
I tell you, because after I didn't move here, okay, October of 1990, we went backstage after the last trash show we did here. My ex-wife made this portrait of Alice, so all these pictures of Alice. I mean, there's, I don't know how many, we counted them. I mean, it was just, even itty-bitty one, this big one, this one, made a big collage. You know, presented him backstage. That picture up on the wall, I can show you after. It's on the wall there. That picture. This is funny. Brian Nelson, Alice's personal assistant, who I got to be friends with. We talked on the phone a long time, you know. That's, bless his heart, Brian, when he passed, that's another story. But back then, you know, I looked at Brian and I said, you ever think one day I might be able to perform for him? He goes, you never know. I mean, so he remembered that. So 8 years, we'll shoot later. 1997, all right, it was. Actually, no, 1998. May of 1998. I came in earlier, February 98, because between when I was gone for those 3 years, between 96, 97, and 98, I came back on Alice's birthday to this show at the Mason Jar. Just kind of, I guess, to stomp my territory, I guess. I don't know why, but I did, you know. And I had reused, you know, but then right after I did that one, I guess, somewhere, Alice does this golf tournament every year. And he's been raising money for the Solid Rock Foundation, which he still hadn't had that up yet. They were still doing things before that. And this particular one, the promoters wanted Alice to perform, but Alice couldn't because he was under contract with Danny Zelisko to perform later at the State Fair. So Alice can't perform at a certain time period, just for, I guess, for ticket sale or whatever, you know. So, fair enough, you know. But they really wanted Alice to perform. Alice was, well, if you really want to have an Alice Cooper, get Scott Rowe. He does the Alice Cooper tribute. I think he still comes around. He's still around, maybe around town, whatever. So get a hold of Scott Rowe. That's when Franco got a hold of me through in Houston. And he goes, Scott, Al's trying to get a hold of you. He wants you to do the show and all this. And I contacted his representative, and they told me what they want. They're going to fly me in from Houston and everything, you know. And I had my band all here. You know, so I just had to come in and waltz in. I had a band in Houston. They were so jealous.
So you weren't even living here?
Not that time. I left for a couple of years to go do a tour with this other band with Alice thing, and that's a whole nother story there. But anyways, the band I was using in Houston, I was playing with Michael Bruce at the time. I had Michael playing with us, and we broke off. Michael kind of took my band and went on the road. That's a whole nother story there. I told him, I told you so. I'll leave it at that. And then they found I was going to do this thing with Alice, and they're like, come on, Leslie, we're your band. Well, I have my band in Phoenix it's been my band. They're the ones to get the shot, not you guys. You guys let me high and dry to go play with Michael, thinking you were going to be rock stars. You know.
Karma, man.
Yeah, karma bit in the ass big time. You know, I hate to say that. I really, really do. But, you know, it is what it is. And then Michael flew ahead of me to my band here in Phoenix, wanting to play. I knew there was some bad blood because of Michael's book. Alice wanted to file Michael's first biography under science fiction. And there was a lot, you know, even backstage at that show in Houston with Moorhan, we were there. Alice took off. Michael was backstage, and you know, Alice took off. Some people thought it was out. But see, no, I got a call on Alice. Alice called me the night before they did the Cajun House for this benefit for the Solid Rock Foundation. Right? I asked Alice, is it okay for Michael to show up and play? Alice goes, oh yeah, our friendship goes way back. It's just his book kind of pissed me off, is what he said, you know, basically. But hey, you know, whatever. And that's the first time Alice saw Michael play that night. Michael joined us from Muscle Love and School's Out. And that was the first time Alice saw him play since the breakup. The last show he did in Rio de Janeiro in 1974.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Alice Cooper is top five guys, so we'll get to that. But, you know, that was the last time he saw it. You understand, Jeff Jotchers, his manager, said Alice was on his feet the whole time just clapping, you know, watching Michael play again, you know. And from that point, that led to the reunions. And I think I opened up the door. I think I was the key that unlocked that door to all the Alice Cooper reunion bands from that point.
So, this performance that you're doing on the 31st, so
the final curtain.
It's dedicated to the memory of your father.
Yes, it is.
And he was born on Halloween.
Yes, he was.
And this seems fitting to your show on this night. But I imagine this is kind of emotional and honoring your father and Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
So
and the thing is, it's the 30th anniversary.
Right.
What better way to end it on my dad's birthday? On a rare blue moon. I'm going to be blessed that night.
Yeah.
Watch, mark my word. Because when I walk off that Scott Rowe Red Drum, you're going to see a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Because I want to put all my energy into that. You're going to see a whole different Scott Rowe Red Drum. You'll see the lineup I have now.
Yeah.
That's just the beginning. You know, I believe in that band. I really do. Watch it. You know.
So, what do you think the odds are that Alice Cooper will show up to your show that night?
I don't know if he's playing somewhere all of a sudden. I don't know. I mean, he's more than welcome to come. I'm trying to get Michael to come out to be the master of ceremonies.
Yeah. Do you think Alice knows about this show?
Oh, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
It's gonna be awesome. Come on, Alice.
Yeah. Well, he's more than welcome. My mom's coming.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's what's really, that's the probably, out of everything, I think, it's, my mom's never seen me perform live. Never been any of the show, never, not one, not even a talent show in school.
Oh my goodness, is she in for a treat?
She's seen video here and there, you know, but she's never seen a live performance.
Wow, and she gets to see you in both worlds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, she likes Red Drum. You know, she saw one of the first online show we did with Brian Mogul. She saw that and she said she goes, Scott, you got a really good band. She said, you really got a good band. And coming from my mom to tell me that, you know, she loved it, and she loved our cover song. She says New Rose. She loved the damn song, you know.
That's cool.
Coming from my mom, you know, that's just awesome, you know. That's the most important thing. She's there, and my sister, who's seen a few shows, saw the Vegas show, and she came here in '93. And my niece, who's never seen me perform live, so that's going to be a treat. So I have family, you know, it's going to be there. That's most important, to have family.
That's cool.
Yeah. Rumor has it my big brother might show up. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
It's going to be a family affair. But, you know, make sure we got enough seats.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. So, what else? What other kind of stories you got before we move on to your future?
Well, I say it's been a good run. You know, I've done a lot of things a lot of musicians wish they could do.
Yeah.
Could have done, I should say. To work with the guy who wrote the music in the day, that's an honor itself. Working with Michael Bruce, let me tell you, I look up to him, you know, you know, and hearing the stories, and you know, and learning, you know.
Yeah.
And Michael had his bad things to her, we had, you know, but he still always come back to Michael Bruce, you know, because he's a legend. I mean, now he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You know. I mean, there's stuff I won't mention on camera. There was dark periods, you know. But when he came out at that period, he played for me in the early days. In '92, we did some shows. Some of the band members, why are you paying him more? We expect, you know. You know, he's the draw, really, not me. You know, that's the guy who wrote it. I was just kind of like, you know, we did the Whiskey to Go together. That was a highlight of my life. You know, 1993 scene, Michael Bruce, Scott Rowe. I'm on there. That was a great little show. Yeah, it seemed like they got more than bargained for. You know, in this outfit, I wore this white jumpsuit, and I didn't wear the cover, and it got wet, and just put it away. They got a lot more. I didn't notice that until I was like, oh, why? That's why they were outraged. It was a great show, though. No, you know. And to play with Michael Bruce at the Whiskey to Go-Go, because that's legendary to the Alice Cooper band back in the. They went up for Led Zeppelin when they were a psychedelic band, and they played a lot of something in Whiskey.
Oh, you did your Alice Cooper tribute there.
Yeah.
So what other places have you done?
Oh, you know, I played around. I did an East Coast tour once with this one band I shouldn't have gone out with, but you know, you live and learn. You know, I don't know why I did it, but you know, do stupid things. win stupid prizes, you know. You know. But I eventually ended up coming back here, you know, got my old boys back, you know, and I left again for a bit because I had a drug problem. I'm ashamed, but I'm not ashamed to talk about it. You know, meth is a very dangerous drug. It will and don't. I mean, I survived. I don't know why I'm still alive, really, when I think about it. Serious. I went through my dark period when I left here. I think December of 2003, I think it was. I did one other Alice show before that. That was a pretty good show too. But I was getting involved in drugs bad, you know, and people could see that in me, you know. And so I figured I need to get out of this town for a bit.
Yeah.
I went back to Houston for a bit, but I worked. I was a functioning drug addict. You know, sometimes I had to get messed up just to make money because I was a DJ in the topless bars. And when all of a sudden when a shot of Jaeger come my way, I think, oh, I guess it's time to liven things up, you know. But then I had the meth. I'd be out days, but I could still function. I still did my job. I had to make my money to make my drugs, get my drugs, pay my rent. As long as, you know, I tried to dabble in some original music while I was there in Houston. I had a band called Band of Freaks, which was a fun little band at one time, you know, for a few gigs. That's about it. But, you know, Vito came by, so he was going, somebody was going through Florida, but he was coming back, and I said, please take me with you, get me out of here. You know, I was on my hands and knees going, dude, I'm just fucked up. I need to change the scenery. You know, and I took what I could, packed up, went to Vegas, and I got there in September of 2006. And I relapsed here and there, but I functioned enough. I actually got a real job. I was a movie theater associate manager. Yeah, me. Wear the suit and tie, you know, pin the hair all back, you know, just trying to get functioning again, you know, get my and it's so weird that the Houston lineup I had from Alice Tribute I did from mid-96, oh no, it was October 96 to early 98 when I left. Somehow we ended up in Vegas together, because Vito would play with me, so, and Troy, and then Laz ended up, we did a couple shows together before I left Vegas to come back here to do my music. You know, back in, what was it, baby, 20, yeah, we met on the line in the 2012.
2013 you moved here.
Yeah, and to do my original band in 2013. That's what I was set off to do. I was going to just be Scott Rowe, you know, be bold, come back, you know, do my own thing, you know. But then, you know, I got Skullcat basically. I got Greg and Ollie, you know, and then I got Craig Willhide, who played with me at one time, who recorded I Hate the Bus, as a matter of fact. So I got him, and it ended up being Thorazine, so we went under that name, you know. And then that kind of fell apart, and then Craig and I started to develop 12-inch tacks with Donnie, and then we had multiple drummers. That kind of fell apart, and that's where I decided I'm going to go solo again. But this time, I went back to the Alice thing, so it got interrupted my music. But you know what? I'm glad I did, because I needed to get back to basics, you know, and being with Tim and Gams and all those guys again was great, you know. We did some good shows. On my 25th anniversary was off the wall. I mean, at the Pranksters too. I mean, the place was packed. I mean, it was a great 25th anniversary. Now, when do you think the 30th is going to be, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think that's going to lead up to it, you know? And I would say goodbye, you know. And I had a great band, you know. Tim Burnham, Scott Gamgee with me for the longest time, on and off, you know. You know. And then I got Rob Irwin, of course. And then I got Clyde Beck. And then Jim Stark is going to add to it. I mean, that's a great band. That's going to back me up. We got a few rehearsals coming up. We got an intensive one coming up on October 18th. We're going to, as long as it takes, we're going to be in there, and then we have one final rehearsal, and then boom. I'm going to have Toolin Howie of Empire Desire, my backing vocalist, along with Dana Quintel. Happy birthday on this October 1st. He also plays harmonica on 18, so I got backing vocalists. You know. And then I'll have Roger Harrelhan as our minister and the snake handler, and I'm not sure if Mercedes is going to show up. I might need another nurse that night. We're not sure yet, but it's in all the works. But that's right there alone tell you how big the show's going to be.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the bands, the special guest bands.
Can I interrupt? I have a question.
Sure.
So, a lot of your stuff, you gotta forgive me, I'm kind of ignorant.
No.
Your Alice Cooper show. Is a lot of your stuff the older Alice Cooper? Have you done any like newer stuff like from the last?
Not really. No. If you look at the set list, it's a lot of Michael Bruce stuff, but there's a lot some of the like I Am Doing Brutal Planet.
Yeah, I love that song.
Oh, we do too. We're starting it off. I had some problem when I did it at the start. Like I couldn't hear something in the beginning of that, so I was like, no, don't put that out there. Yeah, I just didn't like where I'm so much better than that. I know I am. It's just, but then once the show got going, it's like clones. Everybody seemed to like that. Clones were all. Oh, that's a highlight. I thought that was a highlight because to get to see. What's his name? Mr. Progressive Rock Man, Ronald Gilbert. To see him dancing, the clones were all. That's a feat in itself. That's Mr. Progressive Rock guy. He loved it. He commented. He loved the keyboards and stuff. Oh, it was great. Jim Stark having him. It's oh yeah. So we're also doing Beat My Frankenstein. And then we're also doing Who Do You Think We Are? And we do Go to Hell. Those are solo Alice. We do those. We do Lost in America. I'm not doing that. I looked and I was like, oh.
I was going to say that album, The Last Temptation, probably.
Yeah, we do Lost in America. Maybe we might throw it in for an encore. At least I can message Ben. We know that song. I was putting it on the set list. Maybe I should add it. We do that one. Let's see. We also rest is it's Cole Ethel. I do that one. I got to kill the nurse though. I'm not sure who's going to be the nurse on this show. If Mercedes, because Mercedes just had recently a few years ago had a kidney transplant. She'd been waiting for a kidney for a long time. Bless her heart. She finally got one. So but with the COVID thing going out, I'm not sure.
Oh yeah.
So some people are still afraid to go out.
Right.
Because of it. Now there will be. CDC guidelines, of course, on the final curtain.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because this show could be friggin' huge.
Yeah, it could be bigger than it was. It will sell out. It will sell out.
Make sure I'm there, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. But then again, now, things could change between now and Halloween. All right. Because then they've got his vaccines and this and that all of a sudden, and they found a molecule they can get, So there's some advances all of a sudden,
Yeah.
What a coincidence before election time.
Right.
Get me started. No.
Who's in the Alice Cooper tribute band for this?
Yes, I want people to know it's two different bands. Even though there's a couple of members in both.
Right. So who?
I just had by accident because when I lost David Barkai, I needed a bass player for the Alice tribute, so I had him in Red Drum. Can you come over? Sure. Because Robert is the hardest bass player out there, and he loves Alice, and he really studied Dunaway really good. He's probably the best bass player I've ever had in my tribute is Rob Irwin, and in my original band, he's everything to me, And then you got Jim Stark, who I brought over so I can have some keyboards, because Gansey couldn't do it last time because he was afraid of the COVID thing, so I couldn't have just one guitar. But the keyboards filled that in, but it was missing Gamzee's sound. That's another thing. But now Gamzee's going to do it, because that's why Serious Play is going to be on the bill.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be up there. So, anyways, so I have my sound back with Gamzee. Now so the Alice tribute, you have Scott Gamzee, Tim Burnham, my longtime best friend, lead guitar player. And then Rob Irwin and Clyde Beck, great drummer there, and Jim Stark. So those five guys there. That's the Alice tribute. And then you have Tulin and Dana for the backup vocals there.
And then Empire Desire's playing that night too.
Yeah, they're on the bill. Empire Desire. Yeah, and Audio Paradox. which Matt, who's my drummer in Red Rum, is in that band. So yeah, they're on the bill. It's kind of like a family thing when you think about it. They're called
Kind of intertwined.
yeah, Red Rum's going to open up the show, and then it's going to be Serious Play, which James's in that band, and then it's going to be Empire Desire and Audio Paradox and Iron Ozzy, which Rob Irwin's going to play Ozzy. So I mean, yeah, it's going to be a hell of a show.
Yeah.
You know, and then I do the final curtain. You know.
Right.
And I'm hoping Michael will show up and maybe guest appear. Who knows? We'll see what happens. You know, we're talking to Michael right now, so who knows who's going to show up that night? You know?
Right. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Still hoping for Alice. Alice Cooper.
Who knows?
That would be like the ultimate, you know, the final.
Yeah, you know, I would say I would go off stage and let him sing a song so I can watch. Because I would like to see Alice play with my band.
Gosh, that would be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So you had a great run, 30 years, for your show.
Yeah.
So what comes next for Scott Rowe?
Red Rum.
Red
Of
Rum.
course, Red Rum.
Red.
The thing is, the band's called Scott Rowe and Red Rum.
Right.
The reason I did that, I just didn't want to go Scott Rowe. I think I needed a band behind that name, like Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. You know, so you know Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. So Scott Rowe and Red Rum. Because there's a band called Red Rum out there, but they're Red Rum. They're split like the liquor.
Oh.
That's what they're named after. They're a pirate band. They're pretty cool though. They got some cool music. They're in England, I think, or something over there. And then you got some rappers, Red Rum, this, that, whatever. No, this is all different. It's Scott Rowe and Red Rum, just like from The Shining, you know, basically. We do take a few little traits off there, you know. Well, but all the music was stuff I wrote. It was actually a new song. Doc wrote that. Walking Tall.
Oh, really?
But you hear it. I love the lyrics so much I couldn't change anything. I added in somewhere where, but you know, just a couple lines, but not in the verses. It's really all verses. It's kind of an anthem, you know, with all verses. But it's kind of like Megadeth meets the Ramones. Best way to describe it. I you know what I'm hearing so far, you know.
So how would you describe Red Rum as like?
Well, beginning was more like kind of a theatrical kind of hard rock, you know. But now it's really changed more. I mean, I still have my theater elements you saw from the last show, but you see how the music got a little more heavier than the new stuff. Downstairs 80s, you know, really cool tune with a great message. I mean, seriously, if you look at the lyrics, you know, it warns you. You watch what you're doing here on this earth because you can end up downstairs. You know, that just came out of nowhere when I wrote that. You know, I love when songs write themselves. You know, and then I just go, man, you know, we just play with it.
The ideas just start flowing.
Yeah, Lunar Spell Terrorizer, another new one. That's why the set's going to change. You know, but Walking Tall. That's because that's going to replace Licking Your Wounds. And I was asking Doc when he wrote it, and I said, were you pissed off at somebody? Because that's what Licking Your Wounds is being pissed off at your ex-lover. So why not take this and, you know, it might be a series of people, I don't know, if you look at each verses, you know, but it's really cool though. I love the anthem feel of it. Because I'm really going to work the crowd, I'm just going to go right there, you know, you rotten evil clown, you know, I'm going to go right into them, you know, you got to sell yourself.
So, are you guys gonna put out in a CD? Gonna do?
I'm trying to get to the studio. Jim said he got some studio time. You know, but we gotta get. I gotta record that album before I go. You know, before it's all said and done. If it's one album, because that one album I'm going to record is going to be the ultimate. All the songs are going to be just. To me, they are. Because it's not a crime to love your own music. Because there's times I find I'll be listening to my stuff, just listening, not watching the video. You know, my wife would be like, again, or something like this, or when Licking Your Wounds comes on, she was like, oh, she goes to the other room. My talent is lingering, you know. No, but you know, a lot of times I listen just because. I get ideals, and I was like, hey, well, we did this, or Jim didn't do this time, or, you know, Lunar Spell Terrorizer did this amazing keyboard work on this one show, and then he didn't do it in this other one. So I pointed it out and said, Jim, you got because it makes it more epic. That what he did, you know, and it's going to be an epic song. When we go to record Lunar Spell Terrorizer, watch out.
Let me tell you, I hate the bus.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, the first time I heard it, I was like, I don't really like that song, but
It grows on you.
you played at Gypsy's Roadhouse one night, and Jim came in with this blue shirt on, it says bus driver or something, these shades on that look like headlights or whatever, and
It's fun
and
song.
oh my gosh,
It's
and just the energy he brought in that night and the dancing and all that, I was like, holy moly, what the heck happened here? And that just totally changed everything. I think that was the night, that was Doc's first
Might have been,
gig.
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
you know, and I was just like, whoa. So then I was like intrigued. I'm like, what's coming next, you know? Because then that was the night you said that Jim was going to be joining the band. And I was like, oh, heck. I can't wait to see how this plays out.
Yeah, you recorded some really good videos up there in Prescott. You know, I still watch and reference on some things. You know, and that's just like this is the beginning of this Red Drum, this phase. And then, this lineup, I do have Jim Stark and Rob Berman from my Alice tribute, like I say. I brought them over from just, but then I have, Matthew Taylor, who was in one of my favorite metal bands when I first moved here, called She Murdered Me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was really digging that band. My wife and I were. We always saw all the shows and stuff. She got to be friends with the drummer, Matty. I was friends with Joe, the singer. He had a heart attack, and we did a benefit concert for him. We're back in 5 years ago. 2015. He died 4 times. And he's still alive. I mean, he's still there. But see, Sweet Marie's no more. And he had another band called Beckoning. And then when I 12-inch saxophone, and I just want to go record, she says, "Why don't you use Matty?" I said, "You think he would play for me?" Wouldn't hurt to call.
Sometimes connections.
Yeah, and Matt said, "Sure." Because he was, wanting to play out. I can book the gigs. He wants to play out. Because Beckett really wanted to play out. And then when I got Rob in, and then we started playing out. But now it's like this lineup, many ways. Matt, he's everything to this Red Drum. And I meant the new songs. He's bringing that what I want, that power, that heaviness.
That gravelly.
Oh yeah, and that growl, it makes me growl. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm saying. The band is changing. It's metamorphosed into more of a heavier, with some, but you can still understand what I'm singing. Anybody can do that. When I do my song like Boogeyman, you can understand that.
Yeah.
I love that. And then I go, the Boogeyman will get you. The bro always go more low, but it needs to go more higher because it's got to go, like in Thornton, I do my references. Go.
Yeah.
My Applebeer's hard to learn. And the growl. But you can hear me. Like Walking Tall, when I see it, you'll hear it. And then the Super Secret cover song, we're going to frame towards that kind of a style after they hear it, because that's just going to help the new stuff we're going to be coming up with. We got some new ideas coming. It's going to progress, and you'll see the set list. It's going to change even more. I'm so proud of the music. The new songs I'm just really digging. Oh my. That's 3, I think. Lunar Spell Terrorizer, Downstairs to Hades, and Walking Tall. Wait till you hear Walking Tall, I'm telling you. Oh yeah.
October 23rd.
October 23rd, Skullfest,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So is that your next?
That's the next for Scott Rowan Red Drum. And then from there we're going to open up the final curtain show. We're going to open it up at 6 o'clock. We're going to do a 30-minute set, just so I can get warmed up, and then I'm going to chill for a while, and then I'm going to make the metamorphosis and turn it to Alice, and do my final. When you see me leave the Silver Tongue Devil, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to be staying backstage. I probably won't mingle with anybody. Not that I don't want to. Don't get me wrong. I love everybody that's going to come see my final show. But when I do my opening set with Red Drum, I want to go and have my me time, and that way I give everybody the best show ever. And I want to walk, and all my energies go into Red Drum. And on the 30th anniversary, what better yet to retire it? It's all that on a Saturday night too.
Blue moon.
I don't know. I'm serious. I mean, I believe in, I believe in karma. I believe in fate. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm still here. Why? I think it is to sing my songs and send my message out. There is a message, that I send out in my songs to be listened.
Pay attention to the words.
Oh, a lot of it's the stories too.
Right.
I mean, and some are true. Oh, yeah, some are life experience, like Silent Sundays. That's about my meth addiction. I did. Oh yeah. Silent Sundays and Confused. Yeah. Oh yeah. How I wrote that song? I wrote that. I was like, I wanted to see how much marijuana and meth I could smoke, and then see if I could write a song. I already had a line for it already. Sorry that I'm not so late. I swear I thought I heard somebody say that, and I wrote that down. And when I came out of my phase at 24 hours, I wrote about my experience. And that's how that song came about. Wow. And now I look at it because it's like a message to myself saying, stop! Wake up! And it is.
So, just what was the turning point for you to get clean?
Sick and tired, just like they say. And I don't want to be that guy, that person, especially when I gave up alcohol. Because I found myself at a Flotsam Jetsam concert talking, I shouldn't be, that was the alcoholic. That was alcohol. Plus then I started thinking, if I'm going to book bands, other bands, which I do, all in the Rowe Productions, nobody want to deal with that. Nobody want to deal with a drunk or somebody all fucked up. So there's a lot going on. Plus, I want to live, I want to do my music. Maybe that's why I'm here to do my music, because I want to show everybody who Scott Rowe and Red Drum is after all this.
Right.
They're going to get a sneak preview October 23rd. But wait till you hear the new songs, I'm telling you, they're going to look at all different.
So be at Skullfest on October 23rd at the Starlight.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tell everyone where they can find you on social media.
Facebook. It's pretty simple. Just look up Scott Rowe and Red Drum on Facebook and you'll see it. You'll see the last show we did at the Starlight, which was Woodfest. And you filmed it on my camera. So you did a great job on that too, as a matter of fact.
Good, thank you.
Oh yeah, But no, that's they'll see that. And they can see a lot of stuff from Scott Rowe's Alice Cooper tribute show also on Facebook. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of old pictures and stuff, some old videos and stuff. And I've been putting some stuff on the Final Curtain page too.
Yeah.
So you can go there and look. You can see some past history.
I like that little going down memory lane.
Yeah, that's pretty much what that is.
Yeah.
You'll see when I first met Alice, and like I said, when I did that show for him in May of 1998. I did that show when they brought me in. Yeah, but that was what we were talking about when I got cut off earlier. Solid Rock. Because Alice comes backstage, right? We're all waiting for him, right? And Alice goes, "Hey, you guys write some great songs." We're all like started laughing. And he comes right up to me and he goes, "Scott, I'm not going to tour anymore. I'm going to send you out."
Yeah, that's funny.
That was great. I had a good band that night. I had Scott Gamsey, Tim Burnham, of course, and then I had A.D. Adams, who plays for Louis Prima Jr. Oh, that's some good stuff there. Oh yeah, that picture. And 80 Adams and then Germ on bass. That was a great show. Great show. I mean, that was a good set. The songs we did that night. I'll never forget that show. And I'm the first tribute he's ever seen. And he hired me on his recommendation. And then a couple of years later, when it was 2000, they needed a Halloween show, and they wanted Alice to do something with Alice Cooperstown. And Alice said, "I can't. Get Scott Rowe." And they did.
That's cool.
Oh yeah.
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 Beat that.
No, yeah. There's something I said earlier about Frisch. I think there's sometimes there might have been just because, there's that one time I think he noticed I was on drugs when I left that time. When I said I left in 2003. Yeah, I saw him that one time, and then I think he knew. That's why I had to get out of town. That's what I meant about that,
Right.
Alice, I'm not bullshitting a bullshitter.
Yeah.
So Alice knew.
Right.
But everything's cool now.
That's cool.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure he's flattered with that. And it was an accident to be here. I really didn't mean for this to happen. It just happened. Because how many people know going to Alice Cooper's hometown and do a tribute show?
Right.
That's
Yeah, I mean, he's from here. He went to high school
But
here.
they said if I was doing a bad job, they would tell me to stop. Brian Nelson told me that a long time ago. If I was doing a bad job, they would tell me to stop.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want to.
Michael Bruce's royalties went up when I first got into town.
You can't hate that. So, what would you like to say to all your fans out there?
Who now?
Your fans.
Well, if I have been, you know.
I'm sure you do.
I'm
a fan.
I see some people pop up here and there throughout the years, which is cool, you know. For the Alice thing, yeah, there's going to be some people I might not have seen in a while. I hope they'll show up. This is it, you know. If I did anything after that, it would be like an appearance of some band. Hey, Scott, you want to make an appearance, do a song, whatever, I might do that, you know, or make an appearance if somebody wants to pay me. But as far as the band thing, no. That's just too much work. It really is. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Plus, to be somebody else, you know, they compare you, and I don't want to be that. I want to be Scott Rowe. I want to be the Silver-Tongued Devil. I have more fun dressing up, doing my thing. And I have the energy, and I love the songs. I love my songs. I think my songs have energy.
Right.
And I act them out. I gotta get out and I just tell you like it is. You know, there's nobody like me in this town. There's nobody like Red Drum in this town at all. We have our own sound. We have our own, you know, show. You know, it's not big and theatrical, blown out word, but what I do is the show. You know. And I think that's what people are getting. They're like, wow, you know.
Well, you know, that's what made me a fan is, you know, I love the theatrics and, you know, it's different and it's unique and there isn't anyone else out there like you.
No.
And, you know.
No, and I pride myself on that.
Yeah.
Today, especially in today's music, to be something, you got to be different. And that's really hard to see nowadays. It really is. Because I see a lot of bands that do the same formula. Same thing, we've seen it, we heard that song, move on.
You know, and when you have a band that sings the same like style, and it's almost like you can't even tell the songs apart.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, but yours is different. Every song is different and has.
I pride myself on that. My boys and I.
It's great.
You know, and I actually tolerate my voice with my own stuff because I'm not Alice. I'm Scott Rowe.
Exactly.
And I'm hitting my notes. You know, my stuff. The last show proves it. I killed it in that last show. People are talking about it now. Wasn't a big crowd, but the people that saw it afterwards, I heard, you know, the feedback on it, and so they're going to tell their friends. I'm telling you, watch out.
Oh, I'm always talking about you guys. I'm like, I'm not seeing nothing yet. You got to go see.
No, I'm very humbled. You know, when people say they like the show, I'm saying thank you very much. You know, seriously, no, I'm nothing. And I'm nothing without the band. I am nothing without my voice. You know, I'm nothing. I mean, like I say, Red Drum, Doc Tarantino, I should talk, great guitar player. He's the youngest one in the band. He's 27. Doc, I mean, he brings this, what I need to the table. He brings that use. He brings that guitar style I need.
Yeah.
And then I got an experienced rhythm section of Rob Irwin and Matt Taylor, you know, and that heavy, Matt's a thrash drummer, and that's what I want. And then Jim Stark. You know, that's a great band.
Yeah.
You know, and the new stuff coming is. Wait till you hear it. You know.
Okay. Well, October 23rd. Get out there and see it.
Yeah. And the final curtain.
And so come out on Cactus Jack's on October 31st for Scott Rowe's.
5 o'clock. The doors open for it.
Okay.
And it's $10 to get in. So I'm being cheap. Somebody, why are you charging so less to see? You know, you got Scott Rowe and Red Drum, and then you got Serious Play, and you got Empire Desire, Audio Paradox, Iron Ozzy, and then at 10:30 midnight, the final curtain of Alice Cooper tribute.
Can't get better than that.
Yeah, all for $10.
Right.
So it's going to sell out.
Yeah. So Halloween Nightmare, final curtain call for Scott Rowe's Alice Cooper tribute show. Don't want to miss this last opportunity. Limited seating due to the COVID restrictions, so plan.
Get there early.
Yes.
Get there early, I would. 5 o'clock, and the show starts right at 6. And I'm going to be so humble to everybody, you know. Like I say, I'm going to give you the best show ever, and I'm going to walk, and I'm going to do all my energies with Scott Rowe and Red Drum. Watch out. I'm serious. Yeah, because I said so.
Yeah. And on that note, thank you. Thank you for for your time, and we'll see you next time on Artists in the Spotlight. Beware.
I'm your silver-tongued devil at your service with Scott, Rowe, and Roger. I'm coming to you.